Thank God it's Friday. Monday's a brand new start. Wednesday, you're halfway home, and Thursday, the weekend's not far. Saturday and Sunday, you hang with your friends. What can you say about Tuesday? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Tuesday bites. Tuesday sucks. Tuesday blows. Go away. Tuesday's crap. Tuesday's lame. Tuesday's dumb. Go away. Tuesday. Saturday and Sunday, you hang with your friends. What can you say about Tuesday?
Nothing.
Oh, big fat gorgeous.
Yeah. Sunny and 80,
Yeah.
I think.
77, something like that. Yeah,
We're in that
gonna be
vicinity.
nice.
Even warmer tomorrow with more sun. Staying in the 80s on Thursday with some showers moving in Thursday night into Friday, and then cooling off a bit down into the 60s on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So much outsiding. People, dogs, bikes,
Oh, yeah.
motorcycles. I've seen so many of my neighbors getting their campers out, their boats out. They're starting to get that stuff on a trailer and get it where it's going, get it cleaned up, vacuuming the inside of it.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's outside time.
All that stuff.
Outside time.
All that stuff. Trees are certainly in full bloom. Gonna have leaves here in no time.
People working on their yards, just being outside, running, playing pickleball, all the
Running.
things. Yeah.
Grant Bilse of the Wisco Sports Show is going to join us just after 8 a.m. this morning. Always a pleasure to talk to him on Tuesdays. We'll see what he's been up to, see what kind of outdoor stuff he's been doing. He doesn't have a yard.
Yeah, but he fishes a lot.
He does
He's
fish.
a fly fisherman. So.
And he's also got a bicycle, and he lives in Bicycle City, USA, a.k.a. Madison, Wisconsin. So we'll see what's going on there and find out his reaction to the Brew Crew this past weekend. Talk about the NFL draft, which is, of course, coming up this week.
Is that
See what
Thursday?
Yeah, starts on Thursday. We'll see what he thinks the Packers are going to do in the draft. Also, we'll get to bad news, happy music. We'll let you know what's new on New Release Tuesday. There's a slew of new releases. Talk about that. You know about all these maxing trends, right?
I do.
Looks maxing and all these other sleep maxing. There's another one that just hit the internet.
So snack maxing, because I'm about it.
Snack maxing?
Let's make that one a thing. I think it probably already is. But
Are you still hungry from your cleanse diet or what?
no. No,
Back to normal?
I'm
Okay,
but
just
snacks are.
you're in snack mode? No, it's not snack maxing.
Although,
But maybe we could come up with one. What would be snack maxing?
I don't know.
Just eating all the
on the
snacks?
hour, every hour. Maxing. All right, we'll talk about a new one.
Yeah.
Maxing out.
No. A different kind of maxing.
Got it.
More on that a bit later on. Rockmornings.com. If you want to be a part of the program, you can certainly go to the website to find all our contact info. You can download the apps if you want to get in touch with us. 95.7 The Rock app, the 92.9 The X app. Don't forget, if you do download the 92.9 The X app, you can sign up for the Talk Birdie to Me golf outing coming up in early June. We're going to be back at Princeton Valley Golf Course, hitting the links, raising money for veterans causes, and there's only like 20 teams available, so don't wait around. We had a blast last year.
I know. I remember you talked about how much fun that was.
Yeah, it was a little hot, a little warm, but cruising around the golf course and selling raffle tickets and giving away prizes, and yeah, it was a good time. Good time. So sign up for that. It's on the 92.9 The X app. Our 95.7 The Rock Talk Birdie to Me golf outing should be online soon too, right?
Hopefully by the end of the week or beginning of next.
Because ours is the following week. We'll be doubling up on those golf outings. Busy. Yeah. And I'm all caught up on the boys. I got done with binging the first 4 seasons, and then yesterday, as I was working on my computer,
time.
I got done with episode 3 of season 5. So I'm all caught up. New episode tonight, I believe, or tomorrow night, and yeah, good to go. Did you catch anything yesterday? What did you do?
I did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Went for a walk. Went shopping. Got some garden stuff. put together my new, I ordered a raised garden bed thingy that I'm going to do. Put that together. Like, yep. I'll show you a picture. It's complete. There's not, I mean, it's not filled or anything like that. It's just built. It's built.
Put together.
Got that built.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get to some highly suspect in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
The animal rights activists who tried to free all those beagles.
Was one of them charged with like robbery or burglary or something like that? The head of it? Yeah, I think.
A lot of them got arrested. Many of them got pelted by rubber bullets and mace or pepper spray or whatever you want to call it. They showed up at the Capitol yesterday demanding a meet and greet with the governor. Many of them showing off their bruises from their rubber bullet injuries.
This is not a peaceful protest, and we will do everything and use every resource we have to keep and maintain the peace. There are 300 to 400 people actively trying to break in and hurt not only the Dane County Sheriff's Office deputies on site, but steal and take property.
Yeah, that is the sheriff, the Dane County Sheriff, Calvin Barrett, talking about the situation that happened at the Ridgeland Farms over the weekend. They showed up at the state capitol yesterday demanding a meeting with the governor. Demonstration coming just days after they tried to get into the Ridgeland Farms lab, a beagle breeding and research facility in Blue Mounds. Been around for more than 60 years. Amy Van Artsen, the executive director of the Marty Project, said, "We faced just immense amounts of tear gas, mace, significant brutality, too. More than 100 protesters packing into the state capitol sat outside of Governor Tony Evers' office yesterday." Rebecca Robinson, who is the president of Dane for Dogs, said, "We want to see them take those dogs out of Richland Farms, all of them, and put them in loving homes where they belong." The group chanting "Free the Dogs" remained at the Capitol for hours, waiting to speak with the governor, which that never materialized. Recent investigation into Ridgeland Farms found some evidence of mistreatment to the beagles. The facility, however, agreed to give up its state license as part of a deal with a special prosecutor. Plans to continue operating under a federal license.
They have until like July, don't they? And
July
then they
1st, yeah.
Then they've got some other things that they have to address and go to court. And
it feels like these people aren't going to stop, that they're going to continue to try to break into this place and free the beagles with or without the governor talking to them. But yeah, they packed into the Capitol yesterday. Christina Applegate was hospitalized recently.
I saw that.
So she's got MS, and she's been battling it for quite some time.
She's very honest about how awful everything is about that, and telling her story. And
last week, reports in the news coming out that Christina Applegate's hospitalized since the end of March.
Was this complications from MS? Did she go into? She say?
Not really sure, but you got to assume that was probably the cause of it. She did share an update yesterday, thanking everyone for the outpouring of love and well wishes. She said, "Health issues are a constant for me, but I'm a strong chick, and I'm getting stronger and better every day. I'm taking a moment to focus on my health, but I'll be back with more to say soon enough." So yeah, updating on her health as she was hospitalized in L.A. amid an ongoing battle with MS, multiple sclerosis. Sounds like she's doing the best she can.
She's got a very complicated medical health history. She also had breast cancer and mastectomy and all of that. So she's,
This Saturday, by the way, the 25th, is National Drug Take Back Day.
Where you can drop everything off.
Yeah, so if you've got old meds kicking around, whether it's cough syrup in your fridge, whether it's pills that you got when you had a root canal or something, and maybe they've been expired, or maybe you don't need them anymore and you don't want them in your house because you got teenagers.
And you're not supposed to flush them.
Right, don't flush them, don't throw them in the trash. You can bring them to, usually it's a police station. Obviously, most police stations have a needle drop-off or a drug drop-off, but this Saturday is a very special day where a bunch of events all throughout the nation and the state of Wisconsin are planned for National Drug Take-Back Day. Yeah,
and if you go to DEA.gov, that's going to show you, locations in your community. What they won't take, by the way, syringes, sharps, illegal drugs, obviously, not collected at those sites. It sounds like liquids also, not collected, so not necessarily cough syrup, but no needles or any of that kind of stuff. But otherwise, tablets, capsules, patches, other solid forms of prescription drugs, free and anonymous, by the way.
Yeah. Drug Take Back Day is about prevention, says Attorney General Josh Call. Please help us with the fight against addiction by disposing of your unused and unwanted medications at drug take-back events this Saturday at a permanent drug drop box.
Inhalers, creams, ointments, patches, pills, vials, capsules, all of those.
Wisconsin, by the way, saw a 42.5% decline in opioid overdose deaths from 2023 to 2024.
Hallelujah.
Deaths dropping from 1,422 to 818. So there's still work to be done, but that's positive. Yesterday, a gunman firing upon people at a popular tourist attraction in Mexico. See this? The pyramid?
I did not. Oh, no. Are you serious?
Yeah, a gunman opening fire from a pyramid in Mexico, an archaeological site, killing a female Canadian tourist and wounding 6 others. At least 7 other people injured as tourists scrambled to escape the gunfire. The shooter later took his own life. The injured included 6 U.S. citizens, one of them a 61-year-old woman, as well as a 6-year-old boy from Colombia, and 2 other Colombian nationals. 2 Brazilians, a Russian, and a Canadian were also injured. At least 6 of those injured suffered gunshot wounds, while others apparently hurt as they fell trying to escape. No immediate breakdown on the conditions of the injured, all of whom were being treated at area hospitals. Various Mexican media outlets citing police sources identified the assailant as a 27-year-old Mexico City resident who had expressed admiration for Hitler and for the perpetrators of the Columbine High School massacre in Colorado. The attack, of course, occurred yesterday, the birthday of Hitler, by the way, who was born on April 20th, and also the anniversary of the Columbine attack. So obviously a planned attack, and that person took their own life.
That's a World Heritage Site, by the way. I mean, that's like a tourist attraction that is on the a massive structure that's been there since ancient civilization.
Yeah,
one of their most important, iconic tourist destinations, by the way, in Mexico. More than 1.8 million international visitors last year, according to the figures.
Earlier this, it's probably last week actually that we talked about this. The life jacket, the life vest from the Titanic that was worn by a survivor, and they were talking about $300,000 to $400,000 possibly going up at auction.
I guessed $1 million.
It was close. $906,000.
It felt very much more rare than that because, like you said, she survived. The person wearing it survived.
She survived, and she had it signed by everybody else that was in the boat.
The lifeboat?
That also survived. So, therefore, it's got even more sort of cultural significance, I guess.
Sounded very Wisconsin right there.
What?
The lifeboat. I sounded super, super Wisconsin. Wisco right there, boat.
Life jacket worn by a passenger on the Titanic as she escaped the sinking ship on a lifeboat was sold at auction on Saturday for $906,000. The flotation device worn by Laura Mabel Francatelli, who was a first-class passenger on the ocean liner, signed by her and other survivors that were in the same lifeboats. There was a bunch of other Titanic memorabilia that went up for auction. There was a seat cushion from one of the lifeboats. That went for $527,000.
Almost $1 million, huh, for the life jacket?
Yeah. And then, of course, the life jacket went for almost $1 million.
That seems about right.
Really got to love Titanic.
Well, some sort
artifacts.
of Titanic museum, you think?
Maybe. Or just somebody that's fascinated by the Titanic. Yeah. Almost $1 million for a life vest. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to sports in a bit. Right now, it's Highly Suspect.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
The Brew Crew off last night. They'll be taking on the Tigers tonight at 5:40. First pitch at 5:40. First to 3 against the Tigers for the Brew Crew. NBA Finals, or not Finals, but playoffs continuing last night. Cleveland taking a 2-0 series lead on Toronto thanks to a 115-105 win. The Knicks blowing a 12-point lead in the fourth quarter and losing to the Hawks, getting upset by the Hawks 107-106.
And he missed both. Hart with a rebound. No timeout called. Get it up for Bridges. Put it up for the win. And he missed it. Atlanta comes all the way back from 14 down and ties the series. They win game 2 in MSG, 107-106.
Yeah. That series now tied up at a game apiece. And then in the late game last night, the Minnesota Timberwolves tied up their series with the Nuggets at a game apiece thanks to a 119-114 win. Things getting a little testy there between Jokic and the Ant-Man. Tonight in the NBA, Philly at Boston, 6 p.m. Peacock, game 2 of that series. Celtics up 1-0. Portland at San Antonio, 7 p.m. on NBC and Peacock, game 2 of that series. Spurs up 1-0. And finally, the Rockets at the Lakers, 9:30 on NBC and Peacock for game 2 of that series. Lakers up 1-0. Over in the NHL last night, playoffs continued. Philly blanking Pittsburgh 3-0. They take a 2-0 series lead, winning both games in Pittsburgh. Now they go back to Philadelphia, or they go to Philadelphia, where they've got a 2-0 advantage in that series, and it looks like it's over for the Penguins.
Oof.
In the big game last night, the Panthers and the Ottawa Senators double overtime. Panthers beating the Senators 3-2.
Miller to Ehlers. Slap shot. Jordan Martinook in double overtime.
Bonus hockey last night. Lots of it there. 14 minutes into the second overtime, finally getting that goal and winning the game. And 2-0 series lead now for the Panthers over the Senators. Dallas knotting up their series with Minnesota at a game apiece thanks to a 4-2 win. And Edmonton beating Anaheim in game 1 of that series 4-3. Tonight in the NHL, Montreal at Tampa Bay, 6 p.m. on ESPN2 for game 2 of that series. The Canadiens are up 1-0. Boston Buffalo, 6:30 on ESPN, game 2. Sabres up 1-0. Utah at Vegas at 8:30. That game on ESPN2 for game 2 of the series. Golden Knights up 1-0. Boy, what a turnaround for them, huh? Mm-hmm. That's the team that fired their coach and then hired John Tortorella to take over with like 8 games left in the regular season.
And they're doing just fine, is what you're saying?
They had lost like 4 games in a row, and then they went on a tear at the end of the season and got into the playoffs. Now here they are, up 1-0 on Utah. Not that Utah's a steamroller, but still. And then the Kings tonight at the Avs, 9 p.m. on ESPN for game 2 of that series. Colorado up 1-0. NBA superstar Victor Wembanyama named the NBA Defensive Player of the Year last night. First ever to win the award unanimously. Everybody voted for him.
Everybody agreed on something?
Everybody in the NBA that votes on the Defensive Player of the Year award said, yeah, Wemby's the guy. And at the Boston Marathon.
Yeah, I was wondering if did you watch? In and out.
Well, I was obviously watching the Red Sox game more than I was watching the marathon. The marathon, the winners were pretty much done running by the time the Red Sox game started. There was certainly a lot of people that, didn't finish until much later in the afternoon.
But yeah, the people that did well almost set records, didn't they?
Defending champion John Career broke the Boston Marathon course record yesterday, riding a tailwind to outrun the strongest field in event history with a win in 2 hours, 1 minute, and 52 seconds, the 5th fastest marathon of all time. They're already talking about a sub 2-hour marathon because he's only a minute and 52 seconds past that. So, they're looking at somebody to break that 2-hour barrier at some point. And then Sharon Lokedi won the marathon for the second straight year for the women in 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 51 seconds. More than 30,000 participants running the race. It was the 130th running of the Boston Marathon, the oldest marathon in the country. The forecast was pretty good for runners, chilly for spectators, temps right around 50 degrees. No rain, no problems. The wheelchair division began at 9:06 a.m., followed by the professional runners at 9:37. 6 start waves of runners outside of the professional division, up from 4 last year. The first wave started at 10 a.m., about 20 minutes after the pros started. Marcel Hug won his 9th Boston Marathon in the wheelchair division. while Eden Rainbow Cooper won her second title in the women's wheelchair race. And then as we heard, or as we mentioned a few moments ago, Kenya's John Career won his second straight Boston Marathon in the men's division, setting the new course record. And Sharon Lokedi, also of Kenya, defended her Boston Marathon title in the women's professional division.
Yeah, astronaut Suni Williams, did you hear about her? She was stuck in space for 286 days last March.
Of famous people running.
She was she won the 2026 Patriots Award. She was the recipient of that. She ran in the marathon yesterday. Also, the lady who came in very last, the last person to cross the finish line, 64-year-old Ruby Thomas. She completed her first ever marathon, by the way, and crossed the finish line at 8:30 last night. I just kept thinking about my daughter. I lost my daughter 2 years ago, and I had to keep going. I had to keep going for her. I kept hearing her say, "Keep going, Mom, don't stop." And the finish line had already partially been taken down, by the way, by the time she crossed the finish line last night at 8:30. But dozens of people were there cheering her on and powering her across the finish line.
Yeah, I saw several videos of people whose their bodies were giving out. And there was one woman in particular who was basically sitting down and kind of had her legs crossed. And she was just sort of like inchworming forward. She was only 5-10 feet from the finish line.
Oh.
And the body just said, no, we're not doing this anymore. And so there were people there cheering her on and helping her as best they could. But she wanted to make sure she finished the race.
On her own, yeah.
But yeah.
So did this lady, Ruby Thomas.
Boston Marathon in the books. We'll let you know what's new on New Release Tuesday in just a bit. And, of course, if you want to be a part of the program, get in touch with us. Visit rockmornings.com for all of our contact info.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
It's Thank You for Libraries Day, and your local library is hiring. Enjoy shushing children? Kicking homeless people out of bathrooms?
What the?
Dusting periodicals that haven't been touched since Lorenzo Lamas was a box office star?
Lorenzo Lamas.
Become a librarian. We offer non-competitive pay and 0 employee benefits, since everything at the library is already free. What the job lacks in perks, it more than makes up for with features like microfiche. Scraping gum from the bottom of tables.
Soft and pink.
And chasing weirdos off of computers.
They're looking at pornography.
Only for research purposes.
The library. Whoever says war is hell hasn't worked here.
Thank you for Libraries Day. International Hemp Day, which feels
follows yesterday.
Should have been yesterday. Speaking of following yesterday, National Surprise Drug Test Day is today. It's also National Chickpea Day, so have some chickpeas.
Eat some hummus.
And National Tea Day, TEA, is in a cup of tea. We had a coworker who used to drink tea. Very weird.
My husband switched from coffee to tea a number of years ago. I mean, still has coffee, like on the weekends or whatever, but during the week.
Is there a reason?
I think he got sick of coffee. I think he was like, I'm done with that, and try something else.
Got a text.
More flavors.
Got a text from Brian in Colorado. Apparently, I was saying Carolina Panthers. I meant Carolina Hurricanes in the NHL playoffs.
Yeah.
Two different things. And we just heard from a band called The Warning, a song called Kerosene, and we got a text from Kevin. Says, I'm a huge The Warning fan. I just turned the radio on and was hoping to hear something by The Warning. I know you've been playing Kerosene, which is a cool tune, but in my opinion, Sharks or Ritual, Disciple, Evolve More, I don't know. He listed every song they've ever made, are a little bit better and heavier. I've been following these kids / women for the last 2.5 years. They keep getting better and better.
Fan base.
Yeah. So thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. Apparently likes that song, but prefers other songs.
Has other favorites. Yeah. I understand.
If they release them as singles, then we'll play them. How about that? Tonight, the NBA on NBC. Continuing with the first round, Celtics, 76ers.
Are you watching that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All three of my teams are on tonight. Celtics, Red Sox, Bruins. Game 2 of the NBA playoffs, first round on NBC, will be the San Antonio Spurs hosting the Trailblazers. That's at 7 p.m. And then at 9:30, Lakers hosting the Rockets. NBA on NBC and Peacock all night long. Meanwhile, the 4th season premiere of Farmer Wants a Wife is on Fox tonight.
Take one.
Hey, I'm Kimberly Williams-Paisley. Check out this exclusive from the upcoming new season of Farmer Wants a Wife. Real people, real love, real farm life. Farmer Wants a Wife is the most successful dating show in the world. It's resulted in over 200 marriages and over 500 children. But, honey, I'm home! Farm life is tough.
Okay, really, we're gonna break it now. I didn't think I would actually be shoveling first thing.
Season 4 is going to be the best one yet. We have 3 farmers instead of 4 this season, which allows us to really dive into the stories even more.
Ooh, just what I need to dive into the stories of a bunch of screaming idiot women.
That's another one of those shows. At least it's on a farm. It takes place on a farm. There's some connectability there.
New season of Farmer Wants a Wife on Fox tonight. Meanwhile, on Fox, this is kind of like a new iteration, new channel, same show. It's Bear Grylls is Running Wild as opposed to Running Wild with Bear Grylls. They moved it to Fox, and he takes a bunch of celebrities on 48-hour adventures. The first episode is Matthew McConaughey.
I'm Matthew McConaughey. I'm on a glacier in Norway. I'm about to be running wild with Bear Grylls. All right, all right, all right.
This is a place that people have had to learn to survive.
I don't think my friends would call me an outdoorsman.
Have you ever jumped before? No, I've never jumped before.
We'll see how this goes.
I couldn't sleep a single wink last night.
Little problem.
2, 3,
go.
If ever there is a place to expect the unexpected, it's here.
Looks like we just found lunch.
We're having snake.
Bear Grylls is Running Wild. Bunch of celebrities with Bear Grylls doing weird stuff in the outdoors. Coleman Domingo, Matthew McConaughey, Tiffany Haddish, bunch of others. That makes its premiere tonight on Fox. Jumping out of helicopters and glaciers and all sorts of stuff. Over on Netflix today, a new movie. Psychological thriller called Unchosen. A woman in a British cult wants to free herself from her suffocating marriage after a chance encounter with a mantastic stranger.
We are blessed to live our lives within this community where love binds us and our families flourish. Where our women nurture and our men provide. Safe from the temptations of the world outside and from the evil that lies within. Amen.
Amen. Creepy cults, man. It's called Unchosen. Starts today on Netflix. Also, new episodes of Will Trent, NCIS, RJ Decker, NCIS Origins, and NCIS Sydney. Late night shows are all new with Jimmy Fallon talking to Nikki Glaser and Ella Stiller. Jimmy Kimmel's new with Jon Favreau and James Taylor. Stephen Colbert's got Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Jon Stewart is his guest.
Yeah.
And Seth Meyers is talking to Aubrey Plaza and several others. That's what's on the Boob Tube tonight. It's also New Release Tuesday. Lots of
some good movies.
Lots of movies coming out. I've actually seen quite a few of these. Send Help, rated R.
Oh, yep.
Rachel McAdams, Dylan O'Brien, right? Dennis Haysbert. Yeah, so she works for him. He's kind of a dick. Takes over the company after his father, I think, dies or steps down. I think he dies. And then
they crash land, don't they?
Treats her like crap, and then they're on a plane somewhere, and they crash, and she's got to essentially save his life, and he still tries to be her boss.
Are there any others? Have you tried making a distress signal or a bigger fire? Getting us out of here should be your focus, not being Susie Homemaker.
You do know you would have died out there.
Yeah, how do you think that would have worked out for you? Are you going to hunt a boar? Linda from accounting?
Strategy and planning, actually. You ever hunt? I think I How valuable to the company am I now? No help is coming. This is how things are now. I'm not in the office anymore.
Send Help, rated R, on DVD today for new release Tuesday. She is a obsessed with Survivor person. The show.
You saw it. Did you like it?
It was okay.
Okay.
I mean, it was basically what I thought it was going to be. It was all right. Primate, rated R. This is about the
Ben.
pet.
Is this Ben?
Yeah, Ben. Something's wrong with Ben. Yeah, so the monkey gets sick from gets bitten by a animal that's got rabies, and then the monkey gets rabies, and then he starts killing everybody. And again,
you need to know about that.
If you think for 1 second that 100 men would stand one shot, 1 second, one chance against...
It's a movie.
This is a little monkey. This isn't even a big monkey. We're talking about the gorilla.
Little tiny, cute
the king
little
of
Ben.
kings.
Ben that wears a
silverback.
diaper, right?
Yeah.
He wears a diaper in the house?
And cute little outfits, and got toys. No, and he rips people's faces off like fruit roll-ups. Primate, rated R, on DVD today for new release Tuesday. Also, 28 years later, The Bone Temple. Ray Fiennes, Alfie Williams, Jack O'Connell. This is the one where he tries to treat the alpha zombie with morphine.
I've had it in my queue ready to watch the last
Watch
few.
the two of them back to back so you know.
Well, I watched the other one. I just haven't done it in
because
a couple
it picks
months,
up right where it left off.
I knew that, and I knew that Ray Fiennes is getting a lot of...
he did a fantastic
But apparently
job.
it's super violent, very visceral, and so
Yes.
I haven't found the right...
There's a lot
moment where I'm like, I want to watch good acting, but
if you don't want to watch
violent.
people's heads get ripped off their bodies, then don't watch this one.
Okay.
28 years later, The Bone Temple, rated R, on DVD today for new release Tuesday. Also, Shelter. This is another Jason Statham movie. This is the one on the island where he sort of operates a lighthouse with his dog. And the girl comes and drops off provisions with her uncle. And then the boat goes... It gets sunk in the storm, and he's got to save the girl, and then he gets captured on a satellite camera, and then the government comes after him because he's a former government spy
and
dude.
then he has to kick ass.
Yes, it's the same Jason Statham movie that you've seen a million other times. This time they called it Shelter,
And
it's
he's
rated R.
by the water.
Yeah. Yeah. The Strangers, Chapter 3, also rated R. That's on DVD today for new release Tuesday.
Why are you doing this to us? Because you were home.
I hate that.
Also on DVD today, a movie that I just suggested to you yesterday, actually. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. It is rated R. It stars Sam Rockwell, Juno Temple, Michael Pena. A guy traveling through time comes back to L.A. to try to round up a group of strangers at a restaurant to help fight against the inevitable end of society.
I traveled here today to tell you that things do not go well for you in the future.
But tonight we got a shot. There is a perfect configuration of people in this diner that can save humanity.
What happens if we fail?
All right.
Like to say it out loud. It's kind of a morale killer.
Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
I
rated
think
R.
I might watch that one. I've seen a lot, yeah.
It's a fun little romp. Also rated R, Christie. This is the movie about the boxer from the 80s. Sydney Sweeney stars in this one. Coleman Padigo, excuse me. Ethan Embry, Ben Foster. It's the life and times of Christy Martin, the most successful female boxer of the 1990s. That's on DVD today for new release Tuesday. Also, Abbott Elementary Season 4 and Task Season 1. So, like I said, there's a whole bunch of stuff coming out on DVD today for new release Tuesday. Lots of good movies. I saw quite a few of those. And look, I'm not saying Shelter isn't a good movie. It's fun to watch Jason Statham kick a lot of ass, but it doesn't, it isn't breaking any ground.
Well, if you just need to eat some popcorn and chill out and not think about things, maybe that's for you. Just there he is kicking ass.
Without the skulls and the heads getting ripped out.
Yeah, that part. There'll be a night where it'll be like, okay, this is the night. It just hasn't happened yet.
A lot of penises too in the 28 years
I can get
later.
behind that. Maybe not.
Zombie penises just flopping around, just running around. Yeah.
Are they different?
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
To each their own. System of a Down.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Pop the kettle on, Mum, because today is National Tea Day.
It's the 21st of April.
National Tea Day.
Would you like some tea?
Would you like some tea, ma'am?
Yeah, I'd love some tea.
It can be served hot,
Very hot.
or cold, and it can definitely benefit your health.
It is not coffee.
Sorry, not coffee.
Oh, not coffee.
Talking about tea.
It's tea time.
It's tea time.
Well, it's tea time.
It's actually a UK holiday, apparently. That's where they obviously drink tea on a regular.
Mm-hmm.
Observed in the UK every April 21st, National Tea Day.
Big deal.
Nothing to do with throwing the tea in the haba.
Or tea is in gossip.
Founded in 2015 by the Tea Group.
Do like me some tea.
Their goal was to establish a special day just for tea. Is there a certain time of the day you're supposed to have? There's
afternoon tea. There's morning
4?
tea, but then there's afternoon tea.
Right,
where
tea
they
time.
take a break, a little cookie and a little tea,
so
and have some tea. Maybe outside today, if that's your jam. Your mom used to make sun tea, didn't she? Different kind. I mean, not.
No, my mom made so she would take bags of Lipton.
Yeah.
And she would, boil the water and steep the bags of Lipton in there, and then she would pour in like a half a can of, I think it was pink lemonade. So it was almost like an Arnold Palmer, but then she would also soak mint in it. She would take fresh mint and soak it in there, and so it was like a minty. I've tried to recreate it, and boy, I have ruined several iterations.
Pictures of the canned. The mix is not right.
Let me give everybody a little piece of advice. I'll give you, and this is not.
Oh boy,
groundbreaking.
Here we go. Pull up a chair.
No, it's not groundbreaking news.
What is this? There's no recipe card you found with her stuff or anything?
If your mother or grandmother or whoever
makes something,
if a family member of yours makes something that speaks to you and fills you with joy, whatever that is,
write it down. Get it typed up on some sort of
while they're alive in April. Have them teach it to you or write it down, or provide you with some way to recreate that, because my mom
had a couple things.
So
didn't she?
When we got married, it was a funny story. When we got married, Mom came out, obviously, for the wedding.
Yep.
She had beaten cancer and was feeling better and was able to make the trip, and that was great. It was wonderful to have her here. And she had asked me, she's like, well, what do you want for a wedding present? And I said, I want you to make the macaroni and cheese that you made when I was a kid. Oh. I want a big casserole dish of macaroni and cheese.
That's what I would like for my present.
And
Thank
my
you,
mom
Mama.
was very blasé about the whole thing, because to her it was just this thing.
You want
that
me to make mac and cheese?
She made it every other week when I was a kid. It was just something so it had no, it wasn't some real special handed down from generations past. It wasn't some traditional Irish
Your
dish.
great grandma's soda bread.
Right, it was just mac and cheese that she made. And to her, it was just, do this, that, and the other thing, and put it in the oven, and it comes out and it's great. But it was, look, you can't bake nostalgia into the mac and cheese, but that was what I cared about, was I wanted...
Your childhood, a taste of your childhood.
Yes, and so my mom, but I never wrote down, because she didn't look at it that way, so she didn't share that with me. So now here I am. My mom's been dead for a couple of years, and I don't have the recipe for the mac and cheese, and I wish I did.
Or the lemonade, as it turns out.
I've tried that. Because as a kid, she would make it almost on a weekly basis, and so I would watch this happen, but I never really committed it to memory. Anyways, so my bit of advice is that while your parents or grandparents, whoever it is, aunts, your nana, whoever that might be.
Whoever that is, maybe your uncle makes some really good
pickles. If they have a special recipe, yes, that you adore, that you need to have, write it down, get trained, make a YouTube video for it. I don't know, whatever it is.
Those cookbooks are cool that you make out of old recipe cards, so you can have it in their writing. And I love that.
But yeah, a bit of advice while they're still alive, because you can't dig up Ma's ashes and find out the recipe for the mac and cheese. Unfortunately, can't find it. We've talked about this guy before, but he's back in the news because he's making a lot of money now with his side hustle, so much that he might be able to quit his actual job. His name is Jamie Lee Matthias, and back in 2024, he was going to give a gag gift to his wife. He painted a picture of the family, a portrait, to give to his wife. Mm-hmm. But he's not a painter. So it was really bad. Well, she posted it on social media, and it went wild. It's kind of like the kids' drawings, right? Where people are making T-shirts and getting tattoos of their kids' drawings and stuff. That happened. This 42-year-old guy giving a gag gift to his wife, Katie, back in 2024, posting the artwork on social media, getting thousands of views and comments. And now Jamie Lee Mathias has been inundated with requests from people all across the world
to do their families,
desperate for him to create funny versions of their own family photographs.
So these aren't just bad; they must be good bad because
they're bad. He's a father of 3, and he's juggling his art business along with his full-time managerial job. You can find his artwork, on Instagram at Terrible Art by Jamie Lee. He said, most people respond with joy and laughter to my paintings, which is why it's been so fun, because they absolutely get it. This guy lives in England. Said a painting usually takes 45 minutes to an hour to finish, depending on the amount of people that are featured. Last January, he got 130 orders and was painting for at least 5 hours a day.
Yeah, that's a full-time gig almost.
Yeah, and he's getting paid for it, too. Mm-hmm. People are paying good money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to go while that iron's hot. You know what
You got to
I mean?
look at this picture here. Here's a good one. The family visiting.
I see them all.
You see the horse one where the kid's holding the dog? You got to see this one. The mom's wearing the sunglasses. The dad's rocking the blue hat. The kid's holding the dog who's licking his snoot. You've got the picture here. And then this is
That's the recreation.
And it looks like a 6-year-old. You know what I mean?
Better than a 6-year-old, but not good.
Yeah, not good. Said he's gotten requests from over 12 different countries, including the U.S., Hong Kong, and Taiwan.
That's funny.
Paintings often start at about $60.
There's a bride and groom just married. They got their painting done.
Yeah.
In their wedding outfits. Terrible Art by Jamie Lee.
He said, I think the participants were turning up for a proper guided painting session, but everybody completely embraced it. This guy is now offering art workshops as well.
Mm-hmm. Slide into my DMs for your canvas disaster.
Elsewhere, this happened in, I think this was in North Carolina. I've seen these people before. They do it right up the street from us, actually, occasionally in the Wetsteins parking lot. You see like 100, 200 people, and they're building stuff in the parking lot. You ever seen them?
No. What do you mean building stuff?
They're building beds for kids.
Oh, I know about this organization.
Yeah, so there's several of these organizations,
yes.
But more than 6,500 volunteers. That's right. Almost 7,000 people came together in Charlotte, North Carolina recently to build over 10,000 beds for kids in need. Did it all in under 24 hours.
We are here to build 10,000 beds today. These beds are going all across the country. Our partners, Sleep in Heavenly Peace, have over 100,000 kids on their wait list for beds.
I believe that Lowe's wants everyone that comes here and everyone that hears about this and sees about this to have a life-changing experience.
To do something that is so impactful to so many lives, so many little lives, means the world to us.
So they did it assembly line style. One person doing one thing repetitively, and then
you're
passing it along.
You're screwing this board into this, then you're passing it to the next person.
Finished beds will be delivered to families in 36 states through the charity Sleep in Heavenly Peace. As you heard there, 10,000 beds in under 24 hours made by 7,000 volunteers.
Yeah, they build and deliver beds to kids who are in need, sleeping on the floor. There's a number of organizations around the country that do that. Sleep in Heavenly Peace is one of them. Hope to Dream, there's a bunch of them that you can find. And usually in your area, you're right, Brian, we do have one here that's working in that same regard. But yeah, you can find organizations if you'd like to help with their cause.
Coming up, we'll talk about the latest maxing trend. There's all sorts of different maxing trends that have gone viral recently, and we'll talk about the latest in just a few minutes.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
How many maxing trends have you heard of?
Well, the one that's everywhere is kind of the looks maxing.
It's the one where they're smashing their face with hammers to break their bones, to reform their face.
Not to my knowledge. It's more about grooming, dieting, sometimes extreme surgery, but...
so metrosexuals. Right?
So that's
what we call them.
Health, grooming changes, diet, skincare, lifting, a lot of exercise routines, right?
Looks maxing, right? So
yes,
taking whatever God gave you and trying your best to make it as pretty as possible. All right,
yes,
looks maxing.
Yes. But I think hard maxing is like that taken to the level you're talking about.
I saw videos where the kids were hitting their faces with hammers and stuff.
That's bone smashing. That's a different one. That's with plastic surgery, steroids, like real invasive kind of
really messing around.
Invasive and often dangerous. That's hard maxing.
Yeah, not just using some makeup and some t-shirts. We're talking about
lifting and eating right and running and all that kind of stuff.
There's also friction maxing. Not sure if you remember that.
The tools we have really enable us to never have to experience inconvenience. And in fact, we've gotten into the habit of using them as an escape, so much so that they're not even an escape anymore. It means that anything that is not as easy as those tools is so hard. Friction maxing is the process of building up our tolerance for, quote, inconvenience. One way is to stop sharing your location so that you have to ask, where are you? Stop using ChatGPT, buy a cookbook, text your friends for advice, go to the grocery store, invite people over without cleaning, babysit for someone. These are just like things that we used to do all the time, but that now we have really tried to replace with technology.
So apparently just living your life and doing things is now called friction maxing.
Do stuff that you're not reliant on.
Yeah, so it's a financial and productivity trend where users intentionally add friction to their lives. So if you just DoorDash all the time, instead of doing that, you actually go to the store and get your food and make it or purchase it pre-made and bring it home. You take that part out of it, the easy part. Maybe instead of sending out your laundry, right? If you're one of those people that can afford that, or if you have a maid or someone, a butler to come over and clean your house, right? You take away those things.
Yeah.
Friction maxing. There was also sleep maxing. I'm sure you remember sleep maxing. Technology and strict routines to maximize your sleep quality, which actually sounds like a good idea.
To ensure that I get high-quality deep sleep. Number one, I take a high-quality magnesium-based sleep supplement, which is absolutely amazing for reducing stress and anxiety, allowing you to sleep better. Number two is mouth tape. I tape my mouth shut every night because it forces nasal breathing, which is not only going to improve your quality of sleep, but it's also amazing for your lung health and facial structure. Number three is nose strips, which helps with my nasal breathing. And lastly, number four, I wear blue light blocking glasses. These are going to minimize the effects of the blue light exposure I get from screens, and I put these on about 1 to 2 hours before I go to sleep.
Yeah, so look, getting better, more and better and high quality sleep is a good idea.
Yeah.
And if you can sync that up with a routine and maybe your circadian rhythm and all that stuff, by all means.
I have a mouth guard because of the grinding, stress strike, but not taping my mouth shut. But
I'm not taping my mouth shut. I'm also not wearing glasses. To bed because I roll around too much.
But getting a good night's sleep is important. There's the protein maxing too. Protein's in everything now.
So getting your meat.
Well, and added protein is in all things that.
Yeah, they're putting it in sodas now and in chips.
Yeah.
They're making Doritos with protein.
Correct. Gym maxing, all that.
The newest one is nonnamaxxing. And Nonna, like your grandma, your Italian grandma. The growing social media trend dubbed nonnamaxxing draws inspiration from a slower, more intentional rhythm associated with an Italian grandmother. The granny who putts around the kitchen and makes the sauce and the meatballs and all that
Takes
stuff.
all day to make dinner kind of thing.
Lifestyle is often linked to activities like preparing home-cooked meals, spending time outdoors, and making meaningful connections. They're saying that nonnamaxxing is a 2026 trend, embracing the slower, more intentional lifestyle of an Italian grandmother, a.k.a. a nonna. Things like cooking from scratch, family-style meals, daily walks, gardening, less screen time. We've been talking about this since the beginning of January, where people are trying to do these throwback bags that they bring with them to the doctor's office or on the train, where they're trying to get rid of the phone and the iPad or whatever they're using.
Puzzles, cross-stitch, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so this kind of continues that trend. They call it nonnamaxxing. It's the new one.
Gardening. So basically, you're growing the things that you're then spending all day maybe prepping and cooking. You're spending
Stepping away from screens
outside.
and towards real-world interaction can have measurable benefits.
Yeah. hanging out with family or friends, having a big round table full of dinner of the stuff you made all day.
Do your kids ever try any of this crap? I mean, this is their generation, right, that's doing this stuff? Do they ever say, hey, Mom, I'm nonnamaxxing or I'm sleep maxing? Or I'm...
Absolutely not, no. I think...
Who does this then? Because I don't know who does this.
Well, I think that there are people that are trying those things. Maybe they don't call it that, and they're just trying to be more mindful about doing things. I built a garden bed my very first raised garden bed.
I'm going
to try that. I'm going to raise some garden fresh vegetables.
Gardening.
Me and my brother, we got a challenge. He's building his own, though, by the way. Show off.
So he's already got you beat.
Well, I sent him a thing. I said, hey, I'm buying this garden bed, and I'm putting it together. And I sent him, he goes, I'm building my own. I'm like, oh, God, it's show off. But, yeah, taking a second to do that. I hope my kids are a little bit more well-rounded. I don't know.
They don't. I hear these things, and I just wonder who's doing that. Are people legitimately doing this, or is this just stuff to write articles on the internet?
It might be that.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, they might be like taking more time purposefully to pick up a hobby or do something that is less on the internet. That I get. Well, I don't know that they're calling it anything. They might be like, hey, I'm growing a garden this year.
I go out all the time. I'm around people. I talk to people. And I never once hear somebody say, yeah, I'm look-maxing.
Yeah, but you know when they are.
But I don't know if they're saying that, looking in the mirror like, I'm going to look-max so hard today. Like, what? I'd be like, all right,
go to the gym more.
Conversation over. I'm going to the next bar. I'll see you later. I'm done talking to you about look-maxing. All right, nonnamaxxing is the new one.
I can get behind that.
Long family meals.
Yeah. Good home-cooked meals made with stuff out of your garden and some wine. I'm all about nonna. Hell no, yeah.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Evanescence, Rock Mornings, Brian and Gene. Grant Bilse of the Wisco Sports Show going to join us just after 8 a.m. Talking Wisconsin sports. Find out what he thinks the Packers are going to do in the NFL Draft, which starts later this week. NFL Draft starting with round 1 on Thursday nights on ESPN, rounds 2 and 3 on Friday, and then rounds 4 through 7, of course, on Saturday. The draft takes place in Pittsburgh. You can watch it on ESPN, ABC, and on the ESPN app. We'll see what Grant Bilse thinks about the draft when we get him on the phone just after 8 a.m. The Brew Crew are in Detroit starting tonight for the first of 3 against the Tigers, 5:40 first pitch. NBA playoffs continue tonight. Philly at Boston on Peacock. Game 2 of that series with the Celtics up 1-0. Portland at San Antonio is at 7 p.m. on NBC and Peacock for Game 2 of that series with the Spurs up 1-0. And then also in the NBA tonight, the Rockets at the Lakers, 9:30 on NBC and Peacock for Game 2 of that series with L.A. leading the Rockets 1-0. NHL playoffs continuing tonight as well. Montreal at Tampa Bay, 6 p.m. on ESPN2 for Game 2 of that series with the Canadiens up 1-0. My Bruins in Buffalo after blowing it on Saturday, or Sunday, I think. Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Blowing it in the third period. 6:30 puck drop for that one on ESPN Game 2 of that series with the Sabres up 1-0. The Utah Mammoth taking on the Vegas Golden Knights at 8:30 on ESPN2 for Game 2. And the Kings at the Avs at 9 p.m. on ESPN for Game 2 of that series. Colorado up 1-0. Weird situation in Germany. These gamers, man, they take this. You know this. You're a kid, you know. You played video games for a long time.
Sure.
Some of these guys, they earn a living. They do this for a job. They fill stadiums.
Yes, of course. Yes, there's big money in it.
Pay money to just sit there and watch other people play video games. A 31-year-old, and I'm going to mess up some of these names and words because they're from Germany, but so stick with me. But a 31-year-old amateur / semi-professional Counter-Strike 2 player. So he plays Counter-Strike 2, and he's from Berlin. His name, his gaming handle is Mauschine, Mauschine. I think it's sort of a form of machine with mouse. And he has been banned from German esports competitions for a decade.
Oh, my gosh. They said don't. You can't be around that.
Following his on-camera assault of an opponent following a tournament loss.
Oh, my God. He beat somebody up?
He didn't really even beat him up. He kind of slapped him once, and that was it. I mean,
what?
I'm not saying the guy didn't deserve to get in trouble, but a decade ban for a little slap? Yeah, so apparently this guy that he slapped, from what I can gather, the dude, this Mouse Sheen guy who got banned, he's got some sort of celebratory move that he does when he wins tournaments and games, right? Some sort of little happy dance. I don't know exactly what it is. While he lost to this other guy, and the other guy did his celebratory dance and kind of rubbed it in his face, and he didn't like that. So then after the tournament's over, they bring these dudes all out on the stage to present the trophy. And while the guy is, they got the winning team out there on the stage already. They bring the losing team out. And while he's walking past the dude who did the little celebration dance, he kind of gave him one of these. And everybody just sort of stopped, and it was all caught on camera. And so they banned his ass for a decade.
Wow, they don't mess around, do they?
No.
That's not like sit out 3 tournaments and you lose $250,000 in your back.
Right. The incident occurred.
10 years.
The incident occurred at the Cactus LAN in Germany, an annual gaming festival. After losing to Regnum 4 games in the final of the semi-professional LAN, L-A-N, all 10 players who participated in the match invited on stage for the trophy presentation ceremony, the winning team lining up first. And as they stood there waiting for the losing team to take their positions on stage, this Mouse Sheen guy slowly approached Fabian Spidergum Salomon and sucker punched him, slapping him in the face and knocking his glasses to the floor. Didn't even really punch him. Like I said, he slapped him. The Mouse Sheen guy then proceeded to try and shake the tournament organizer's hands, who refused to handshake this guy.
Yeah, I'm not shaking
expressing disbelief at the actions on stage.
I can't believe you slapped that guy's glasses off his head.
And they, of course, had a little round table and decided to ban this dude for a decade from esports competitions in Germany.
Don't you feel like that guy's got a reputation where everybody already hated him?
Oh, I'm sure.
You don't come out with a decade ban unless everybody already wants that guy out of this
or he has
sport.
A previous thing that he did.
Like
one of
they
those,
already
he's a habitual
hate him.
line stepper.
Yes, and they're like, this is a perfect opportunity to get this guy out of here.
Yeah. 10 years, though, man, for a little slap.
Sounds... Yeah, like stiff penalty.
Yeah. And I saw the video, too, and I was like, I don't know, it didn't look that bad. I'm not saying the guy doesn't need to get in trouble, but a decade?
Seems
excessive.
It does seem... No, it doesn't seem... It is excessive in our world. Way excessive.
Foo Fighters coming up in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene, Foo Fighters' favorite toy. Gonna be nice today. Up near 80.
Is.
Motorcycles.
Everything. All the things.
Bicycles. People getting their boat. My neighbor up the street got his boat out. It's sitting out in front of his house. He's gonna be washing that thing, getting it in the water.
My neighbor,
He said he saw jet skis.
Jet ski being towed on Sunday, I think. But in my neighborhood, there's a guy with a pontoon. He's been spraying that and cleaning that off. I got a guy with a camper next door. I think he's taking it to his site this weekend, perhaps, and getting it set as well. But yeah, lots of people out yesterday walking the dogs, and a guy behind us on a e-bike. So yeah, everybody should be out and enjoying it as much as you can, right? It's not supposed to rain either.
Looks a bit windy. I'm looking at those flags over there by the park, and they look like they're blowing. The trees
mid-70s today and tomorrow. Rain moving in again the area on Thursday, but it looks like today and tomorrow both should be nice.
Working on that lawn today. I tell you that I got a guy coming over to do the stump removal, finally. I tell you that?
Awesome. Is he going to blow it up? Is it dynamite?
No, he's got some kind of machine and...
Auger. He's got an auger.
Yeah. Came over, gave me a good quote.
Stump auger.
Last week. I wouldn't even call it a stump at this point. You can't even see the stump. It's more about the roots and everything underneath that are starting to collapse. And so I've got a lumpy backyard. And so they dig down and then they refill it. And then I can put my permanent fire pit there. So that's hopefully happening this year. I've been itching for that to be a thing. My backyard just never really pulled the trigger on it. So this year it's happening.
We're doing Neighbors Day for the first time on Saturday. I'm excited.
Cleaning up?
Yeah.
I'm emceeing the Beverage and Bites Festival, so
also
I'll be
fun.
Busy with that. I won't be helping my neighbors.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I know how much my mom appreciated being able to have some support, cared a lot about her flower beds and lawn and all of that. And so when us kids would get together and clean it up in the spring, it meant a lot. And so when you can do that for your neighbors, it feels good.
Are you just forcing your husband to do it with you, too?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes. I don't know about forcing. I said, do you want to? And he said, yeah, sure. I didn't say you have to. I said, you want to. By the way, you get a chicken Q for lunch. When
I know. I remember her talking about it when she was in the studio.
Chicken Q for lunch.
Speaking of food.
Yeah, what?
There's a there's a new trick to help you battle against your cravings. You were talking about snacks earlier.
I was. So
I haven't seen any snacks materialize, by the way.
I have half of
You mentioned snacks like the first break this morning, right after 6 a.m., you're already talking about snacks, and all you got is a crappy-looking muffin. Looks mushed.
It might be mushed.
What, did you sit on it?
It's a half a muffin.
All right.
It's a half of the brand muffin.
Oh, my God. Only you. Did you cut it in half?
Yesterday.
Oh, my God. Who are these people?
Yesterday.
Why are they having half muffins?
Okay, so what is it? I got to trick myself into not having the things I crave. So if it's like I got a craving for ice cream, I'm telling myself something else.
Yeah, I don't know if this works on everything that you're craving, like sitting in front of a spooky spin and spending too much damn money. But a new study said that a way to curb your cravings for junk food is watch videos about junk food.
So, like, it's the people overeating? Is that what I'm watching?
This doesn't work for my wife, I can tell you that much, because my wife watches these mukbang videos like they're going out of style.
Yes, and then she wants a big burrito?
And then no, it's not so much the burrito, it's the Asian noodles and stuff like that. And then she comes home with sushi rolls and stuff all the time, and I'm like, all right. A study found that people who are trying to abstain from unhealthy foods, right? So you're dieting, you're trying to eat veggies.
More clean, maybe.
Fruits, maybe drink more
less
water,
processed.
less soda, less snacks, less chips.
Sodium, sugar, that kind of stuff.
People that are trying to abstain from unhealthy foods end up watching more about them online, and surprisingly, they then eat less of them afterwards.
Huh. Okay.
So are you tricking yourself into thinking you're eating them at the same time?
Well, I guess it depends on what you're watching about online. If you're just watching people eat them, that's one thing. But if you're watching, maybe you're trying to stay away from processed foods, but you're watching a documentary on how something's made and you find out how much more processed it is, I could understand why that would further turn you off from that.
Well, I don't think it's about that. I think it's more, like where,
watching somebody enjoy it?
Yeah. So researchers call it cross-modal satiation. Basically, your brain gets enough satisfaction from watching the food get eaten that you don't actually have to eat it. So you're sort of sharing in the joy of eating the food while the person making the video or the person on the YouTube is actually enjoying the eating of the food.
So the chef is making the apple pie. They serve a piece up warm with some a la mode, and then they enjoy it after they've cooked it, and you watch that, and you're I don't need that apple pie anymore.
They do say that there is a catch. It only works on junk food, not healthy alternatives. Apparently, watching videos about healthier foods does nothing to curb your cravings for unhealthy stuff. So if you're craving the chips and you're like, I'm going to watch a video about eating mangoes, right? Because that's what I should be eating instead of the chips.
Doesn't help.
Afterwards, you're like, damn it, now I really want some chips.
Yes.
Dieters who suppress food cravings drawn to indulgent food content online ended up eating less afterwards in a controlled lab setting. Well, yeah, because the food wasn't available, right? You're in a controlled lab setting. You can't just go to your own.
Have as much as you want, but they're saying that these people who watched the videos versus those who didn't probably ate less when they sat down to eat it.
Researchers say that visual exposure to food may reduce the desire to eat without consuming a single bite. I don't know who these people are, but it sounds awful. Because when I see a delicious steak
being eaten, you're like,
getting cut into on the internet, the first thing I want to do is eat that steak.
I should have steak tonight.
I don't get any satisfaction from watching some guy hammer a big brisket on the internets. In fact, it makes me want brisket immediately. And if there were brisket
about that.
And if there were brisket available, I would eat it immediately.
Because she watches the people kind of overeating, right? Don't
she doesn't. The thing, I don't know what it is about the mukbangs. She's transitioned, right, in a weird way, and it's been over the last year or two. So she started becoming, I don't know if it's obsessed, but she's infatuated
watching those
with these mukbang videos. And most of them are these tiny little Asian girls
eating a lot of food.
And it's ASMR, so it's really loud, and you hear them chomp, and they make these little noises and stuff and whatever. And I
whatever.
For me, it's like, you've seen one, you've seen them all. There's no variety in them for me. It just looks like a lot of red hot, awful stuff with noodles. You know what I mean? Like, some of them are eating raw sea cucumbers and all this crazy stuff. And it's always these huge giant plates, and they're not actually eating all of that food, right?
Splice it together, of course.
But she doesn't do the mukbang at home. She's not trying to
make a plate of that.
But she is constant. For lunch, she's always eating some kind of ramen dish, some kind of ramen, and she's talking about adding eggs, and she's buying stuff at the store and trying to do this Asian thing. And I got her the noodle cooker thing, and I got a special bowl and the chopsticks and all that stuff for Christmas. And so I'm leaning into it for her. I'm trying to help her out, but she's never done the actual mukbang thing.
Yeah, got it. Well, watch a video about chips if you're craving some this afternoon. See if that helps.
Maybe that'll help you. Grant Bilse coming up in a few. Talk to him just after 8 a.m.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
8:15-ish on Tuesdays, we're joined by the one and only host of the Wisco Sports Show. That'd be Grant Bilse. You can hear his program weekday afternoons from 4 until 6 on stations all across Wisconsin, like WK2Y in La Crosse and Sports Talk 105.1 in Eau Claire. Grant Bilse, how are you, sir?
I'm swell. It's a beautiful morning, and talking with you two just might be the highlight of my week, so I'm doing great.
All right, well, I'm glad we're starting the week off on the right foot with Grant Bilse. Let's talk about your Brewers real quick. They are 12-9. They have been keeping it together with a patchwork of players. You never know who's in and who's out. Yelich has still got a few more weeks on the IL. And how are we feeling about the Brewers? Still early.
Well, I think you said it perfectly. They're keeping it together. And at this point, I think that's fine. That's the best case scenario. They won the last two series. Sunday's loss was frustrating, but I thought they'd won the series. They had done the job. Right now, they're without three of their top five hitters. And their bullpen isn't awesome. They're figuring that out. So they don't have a large margin for error. So if they can win series, I said this jokingly last night, if they can win 2 out of 3, every 2 out of 3, if they can just win 2 out of 3 series, they're going to be in a good spot, and they'll be well positioned when their actual good hitters come back, because right now their offense stinks. And it's painful to watch, honestly. There's maybe 2 guys who can threaten you, 2.5 guys a night if Garrett Mitchell doesn't strike out 4 times. And that's it. The rest of the lineup is a bunch of pop gun bats, and it's brutal. But if they can just win enough games to hang tough in the division where everyone's off to a good start, they got bats coming back, so they should be okay.
All right, let's move on to the draft, because the Packers are not picking in the first round unless they move up. What do you see them doing? Are they going to try to move into the first round, or are they going to stay where they're at?
No, I don't expect them to try to move up. I would expect a lot of teams at the end of the first round and the very beginning of the second round to move down. Now, all the draft experts tell me, well, the best spot in the draft, the spot you want to be is around 50, 45 to 60, which to me doesn't make any sense because the players get progressively worse. If someone asked me, hey, where's the spot you want to be? I'd say at the very top, as early as possible every single time. But I'm told, I don't know, the sweet spot of this draft is 45 to 60. So I think the Packers will stick and pick or maybe trade down. I would be pretty surprised if they move up. I'd be surprised if, outside of the first maybe 15 or 20 picks, I'd be surprised if there's many trades up at all, just because I don't think a lot of teams view this draft so highly. When you ask me what they're going to do, D-line, corner, O-line, and probably a wide receiver sprinkled in there somewhere.
Yeah, they obviously lost.
Those are the positions they need to add some young depth, put it that way.
Lost a few of their wide receivers with some trades and whatnot, Dobbs and Contavian, and picking 52nd. I don't know. I don't know much about the draft, so I have no idea who Mel Kiper Jr. has got going 52nd to the Packers. But have you heard anything in terms of a specific player that they might be looking at?
It's funny because I looked at one mock draft last week, and it was Mel Kiper. He did a 7-round mock. And he had Malik Muhammad, I think was the guy's name, a corner from Texas. The draft is never really my thing. I like tuning in and watching on Thursday night, especially because the stories are great. It's a great product. And these guys are so jacked up. Like your guy, Will Campbell, last year, who went to the Patriots, is up there saying, I'm going to fight and die, to protect Drake May. And it's just awesome. He's got tears coming out of his eyes. And then you watch the NBA draft, and some prick who's 19 from Rutgers looks pissed that he has to go to Salt Lake City. It's like, Yeah. So the NFL draft's a great product. I don't memorize the height and the weight and the 3-cone and the bench press. It's just, it just doesn't do that much for me.
I get people all the time that want to talk to me about the draft, and I'm like, dude, the draft means absolutely nothing to me. Have you ever seen the wide receiver picks that the Patriots have made over the last 25 years?
It's not good.
I care nothing about the draft. I don't give a rat's. It might as well not even exist in my world, because if you're not picking first through fifth, and there's not a star quarterback or several of them and that are franchise changing, then it matters not. You know what I mean? You're just filling roster spots later on in the draft, and that's all nice and fine and dandy. But talk to me when we get to training camp in August and September, and we start talking about the real makeup of the team. The draft means nothing to me.
Yeah, and I think this draft for the Packers especially, what they're looking to do is set themselves up, I think, at corner, a little bit better at wide receiver, and on the D-line. So, a year or two from now, when Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine are free agents, you have some guys waiting around in that corner room. They don't right now. Or at wide receiver, I'm sure they would love another guy or two. Like, I think they want to pay Christian Watson, but $30 million a year to that guy, I look a little sideways at that. I don't really want to give Jaden Reed a big fat extension. So really the draft, even if you're not drafting in the top 5 or the top 10 or taking a new quarterback, to your point, Simpson, what these teams really are doing are positioning themselves with young guys for a year or two down the road. So when the guys who are already on the roster get older and expensive and not as good, they're positioned and they're ready to move on. I think that's going to be a big part of this Packers draft.
Grant Bilse, host of the Wisco Sports Show, weekday afternoons from 4 until 6 on stations all across Wisconsin. Thoughts real quick on the NBA and the NHL playoffs? Anything? I mean, we're only 2 games into these series, so there's really not much to glean from them. But obviously, the Orlando Magic upsetting the Detroit Pistons the other night was a big move in the East. Not really much else going on there. Anything you want to take out of the NBA or NHL playoffs you want to talk about?
Well, there's so much going on in both, so it's hard to be like, I've watched every NBA game, and also I'm watching all the hockey games. I've watched a couple basketball games. Last night I watched a little Nuggets-Wolves, but the 2 games that jumped out to me, the Hawks upsetting the Knicks at Madison Square Garden, and the Magic upsetting Detroit. I think Detroit's a week 1 seed, but I also think this is the league that Adam Silver's been working so hard to create. We want anybody to be able to beat anybody, and that's fun, but I also think the evil super teams with all the superstars draw a lot of ratings. They get a lot of people to care and pay attention. And I don't know that a lot of people are belling up to the bar in La Crosse or in Madison saying, oh, the Pistons are the 1 seed tonight, but who knows? Anything could happen. Like, I don't know. I've so far a little bit watched a touch more hockey. I watched the Bruins collapse on Sunday night. That was not fun. I find myself pulling for the Bruins. Morgan Geekie just didn't want to shoot. Jeremy Swayman getting a little tight.
How do you give up a wrap around the back of the goal net? I mean, how do you give that? You can't give that. I don't know. It's just you got to get fired for that. That's a fireable offense, in my opinion.
I watched the Wild game last night.
Yeah,
they were trailing the Stars the whole game, and I think I have bad luck with soccer and hockey. Anytime I step out of the room is when the goal happens. So it's 2-1 and then 3-1 and then 3-2 in the third period, and I'm like, I want to go to bed. I could go to bed, but I know the second I do, I'm going to miss something. So I watched till the end, and I didn't miss anything. I should have went to bed.
Well, let's talk about still the hottest topic in the world of sports, the Vrabel-Rossini thing. We had a report earlier this week that another NFL reporter who works for the USA Today sports division, she got fired. Chrissy Freud, I believe is her name. She made some comments about Dianna Rossini, essentially saying, don't let the door hit you.
You got what you had coming.
Good Lord split you. She kind of referenced that maybe this had been something that Dianna Rossini had been doing for many years. Then there were reports that this Chrissy Freud, who got fired, also had some sort of inappropriate relationship with a college football quarterback back in the day. Vrabel's not going to get investigated by the NFL. Rossini and Vrabel apparently both hiring damage control PR teams. I guess Robert Kraft tried to pay off the New York Post and Rupert Murdoch to bury the story. The ditch keeps getting a little bit deeper. I told you it wasn't going away, Gene, and it's not going away. Grant, where are we at with this whole thing?
It's an incredible story. I feel a little bad for the parties involved. They made their own bed to some degree.
It's Coldplay.
Yeah, it's a great story. I do feel bad for the husbands and the wives.
Yes,
and the kids.
those I do. Yes,
it is the Coldplay thing, but with famous people. Now we know who these people are. With Coldplay, they're just some rando strangers, right? These people we know.
We learned about them pretty quickly, though.
That's very true, Gene. Yeah, and apparently the woman at the Coldplay concert she said something along the lines. You guys see this? That Chris Martin of Coldplay never called in to check in, never called to ask. And I'm like,
was he supposed to?
I'm not sure.
No, he doesn't know them anything.
Yeah,
I would tend to agree. But on Rossini and Vrabel, I think my new favorite part of this story is that the posts we learned went to Vrabel and Rossini like days before this dropped. And it sounded like kind of said, look, here's what we got. And it's a great story, but if we're like way off base here and you guys have a great reason for this, let us know. We'll change the story or even kill it completely. And Rossini was like, I got hiking with girls. And both the Post and her employer was like, do you have literally any proof? Do you have one picture from the top of a mountain? Do you have a Venmo for an Uber? Do you have anything? Text messages that you planned this with your friends? Like, it would have been the easiest thing to plan. She had nothing.
Neither of them did. And that's the even more damning than the finger photo is the fact that they have no evidence to support their claims that this was just a happenstance meetup at a very romantic and very rich, hotel resort there in Sedona.
Yeah. And look, I don't know, maybe you're cheating on your significant other. You just deny. No, it was a hiking trip. Sorry, I didn't take pictures. No, maybe you just keep denying. It's just funny that's the story that they came up with, or Rossini came up with. It was a girls' trip. It was a hiking trip, or that's what she was, advised to say. And they couldn't produce one picture.
Right.
Like, I just think it's so damning, which again is sad for the families involved, but I just find this story so fascinating and entertaining. Excuse me.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like it's going to end anytime soon because obviously they're still firing people that aren't even a part of the story. I actually spent about a half hour the other day looking at the finger photo and trying to figure out what way, shape, or form would this actually occur where it wasn't some sort of sexual relationship thing. You know what I mean? Like, is she teaching him how to dance, right? Like, I'm looking at, is this the beginning of, here, you hold my hand and I'll hold this hand and I'll show you the steps involved in the cha-cha? I'm trying to come up with.
Do you want I declare a thumb war? Is it that? I mean, you see
London Bridge is falling down. Like, what are they? Is there some sort of? I don't know.
Turn it inside the piggies like this.
Are they starting a game of slapsies? Like one of the. I gotcha. One of these. 1, 2, 3, shoot. I'd spent about a good half hour trying to come up with, and my brain wouldn't work that way. It just immediately thought this was some sort of physical, get together here.
It wasn't a platonic interlocking of fingers. Probably not. Maybe they were getting ready to polka. My mom always said she's going to teach me how to polka because anytime, look, don't say anything, by the way.
You don't know how to polka?
About your mom? I'd like to teach your mom how to polka.
How do you not know how? Didn't you
grow
up?
Your mama could polka me.
In the public school system in Wisconsin?
This is always what people say. What do you think we do in public school? Do you think
we had a dance class. Didn't you learn to do any of that?
We didn't learn to do the twist.
Not the twist, the polka, square dance.
We might have learned the electric slide.
I would gladly interlock my fingers with your mom and
polka.
You got your one. You got your one that I set you up for. That was the one was good. Thank you.
Oh man, I'd give her two, not
polka,
one. I'd
back
give her
and
two.
forth. I mean, until you were winded. I mean, you'd have a good minute and a half in there.
Glass of water.
Good minute and a half of polka before he'd need a rest.
All right, Grant. Always a pleasure to talk to you. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Yes. Always look forward to it. You two have a great one.
Grant Bilse, host of the Wisco Sports Show, every Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday morning with us around 8:15. Always a good time.
Yes. I can't believe he doesn't know how to polka. It's like, does he not know how to play euchre either?
I don't know. Maybe we should quiz him on his Wisconsin status.
Does he know the state bird?
He should know all that stuff because he grew up here.
He should.
Got a text from Eric who said, "Hey, Brian, just tuned in. What photo Sedona scandal are you talking about? You mean Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini?"
You'll find it. Just look on the internet. It's everywhere.
That one that everyone's been talking about for 3 weeks now? That's the one. Grant Bilse.
I guess I maybe would have tried to choke it down.
Yeah, that's him choking it down. Always a pleasure on Tuesdays at about 8:15.
They just want to know who the starting shortstop.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to bad news with happy music next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril. Now that's just nasty. Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
Oof.
All right.
Never encountered one of these situations. Don't know if I'd like to either. This doesn't sound good. Motorists in Knoxville, Tennessee had to deal with a delay the other day.
Uh-huh.
1 million bees got loose.
I saw.
When a truck hauling them crashed. The police telling everyone to stay in their vehicles.
Bees!
Yeah, sounds like all the drivers were cool with that one.
Oh, no, not the bees!
Staying in their car.
The bees! Ah! I love my eyes!
Interstate 40 in Knoxville, Tennessee had a rather unique delay. 1 million bees that got loose when a truck hauling them crashed into an exit ramp. Regional Communications Officer for the Tennessee DOT, Mark Nagy, reporting on social media after the crash that the bees have escaped and are swarming the area, asking drivers to seek alternate routes. While crews work to clear the crash scene, they got to bring in a bee guy, right? They can't just go out there with a vacuum and suck them up.
You got to find the queen that helps, and then you can put the foam on them. That kind of, I think, it settles them down, calms them down a lot. But by the way, hauling live bees in trucks is very common in the United States. I did not know that. It's a seasonal agricultural demand.
They are attempting to corral the bees at this time.
Yes.
The truck itself moved from the traffic area to keep the bees away from motorists. The ramp back open. Truck is destroyed. Bees are well buzzing.
Yeah.
Unless you're dressed in this outfit, please stay in your vehicle in this area. And they had a picture of a guy in a beekeeper suit on the social media. Yeah.
By the way, usually transported at night to avoid overheating with the insects when they're traveling from place to place for pollination. But yeah, a crash with a bunch of bees.
Bees! Bees! Bees in the car! Bees everywhere! God, they're huge! They're ripping my flesh off!
Son, roll around.
You can't be allergic.
Roll around on the ground.
Forget that! I'm starting to swell up!
And be a trucker or anything.
Don't be the hero! Your firearms are useless against them!
Jump for them bees. Oof. In Germany, police were called when a 61-year-old man verbally and physically assaulted his neighbor. Why would a 61-year-old man in Germany verbally and physically assault his neighbor in Germany? Why would a man do that?
Does it have anything to do with mustard? All right, I'm going stereotypical here. I don't loud metal music, loud German metal music.
Loud, but not metal music.
Okay.
The attacker was upset because there was loud pounding of the meat as the neighbor was pounding out his schnitzel. He really wanted to get that schnitzel really thin. He was really getting it as thin as possible. Yeah, he had
in a caper sauce, though. Can you blame him?
Legitimate beef with his neighbor because it apparently happened during quiet hours. They must have quiet. You'd know. You went to Germany. Do they have quiet hours?
I know. But maybe this is like an HOA or something, or like a retirement facility, and they can't pound their meat after 9 p.m.?
I don't know, but this guy was spending too much time pounding his meat.
Too thin.
At too high a decibel. Cops showed up. The meat beater said his neighbor insulted him, then slapped him in the face. No word if any charges are being brought against the man who slapped him. Maybe just you stay over here and you stay over here.
Man slapping about meat?
Yeah. 61-year-old man verbally, physically assaulting his neighbor over what he said was a loud pounding of schnitzel. Older man went to the neighbor's flat in an apartment block, insulting him, slapping him in the face. Yeah, I could see where that would be annoying. You know, you get the noisy neighbor upstairs. You haven't lived in an apartment for a long, long time. I mean, you have kids, so you know.
Yes, but I mean, how long does that take at the max? What, 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most?
10
Even if
minutes
it's
at the most?
extreme.
Yeah, I can't see you pounding out a schnitzel for
longer
more
than
than
that.
5-10 minutes. Especially at 61 years old. You know what I mean? Like, that shoulder's going to give
I don't know
out.
how thin it needs to be.
Oof. All right, scenario time.
Okay.
This is for you.
Toodaloo, toodaloo, toodaloo.
I don't know how people fall victim to these things. I don't understand. You drop your kid off at school.
Yes.
You get a phone call.
Yep.
From an unknown number saying that a member of the cartel has kidnapped your kid. And you need to wire them money in order for them to give up your kid and free them. This is almost immediately after you drop your kid off at school. Do you A, automatically wire the money to the cartel person over the phone? Or B, go back to the school and see if your daughter or kid is still there first before you wire the money?
Well, yes, I'm definitely checking with them because they have a phone.
The school?
Right? The daughter has a phone, right? I'm just
surgically attached to the hand.
Hi, how you doing? Is this cool? And I don't have a lot of money to wire anyway. How much money am I wiring to the cartel?
I feel zero sympathy for these people.
How much?
A fool and his money are soon departed, and that's what happened.
How much wiring? How much?
A mother in Las Vegas says that she had the worst day of her life last week after receiving a call from a man who claimed to be a member of the drug cartel and that he had kidnapped her daughter. Didn't realize until several hours later that the man used what she believed to be artificial intelligence to manipulate her daughter's voice. So this is one of those things where they get a 6-second video of the TikTok and they got the kid's voice. And
that part is
leading her to not realize the whole thing was just a scam until it was too late. I got a call at approximately 8:30 in the morning, and the first thing I heard on the call was my daughter.
Yeah, these are audio calls where it sounds exactly like them. And she said, wire this money to...
The mother said it happened on April 7th after she got home from dropping off her daughter at school. And it was very clear it was her voice, and she was crying, screaming, pleading to me. The man identified himself as Angel, demanded that this woman give him $15,000 or he would kill her 15-year-old child. The immediate story that they had given me was that they were the drug cartel. They were doing some sort of drug transaction, and my daughter saw one of them with a gun and started panicking, screaming, and running through the streets. And they had said that they decided to grab her because she was the one making the most noise. That's when the woman was led down a very long and terrifying line where this guy started making demands. She said it's purely emotional at this point. No logic, no reasoning. All I heard her was screaming and saying, "Mom, I'm scared." Unable to tell that the voice was not actually her daughter's. She was told not to hang up or else. They told me if I got off the phone, if I called anyone, if I texted anyone, they were watching me. He said, "You go to your bank and you're going to give me back money." For nearly 6 hours, she was directed to banks and grocery stores to get money out of ATMs. This woman is an idiot. An absolute 100% moron, and you deserve to have your money stolen. I don't care. I don't care that you're afraid.
Realistic voice, and she's fearful and doesn't involve the police.
They want the money. If they want the money bad enough, they'll call you right back. You hang up the phone, you call the school, you call your daughter, you text. While you're on the phone, they're not watching you. I mean, come on, dude. Use your effing brain. What are we doing? Why are these people allowed to vote? She says most transactions were blocked except for 2. One of them was a money order at a neighborhood Walmart. The other was at a money transfer service. She got $2,000. You're going to send it to this person's name. You're going to send it to the city, to me, to Mexico. The person's going to pick it up, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. Decided to call her sister for help.
And the sister was like, hey, we should involve the authorities. Is that what happened?
The call accidentally dropped, and that's when she realized she had been taken advantage of. She confirmed her daughter was still at school. And when I went home, I hugged my daughter like you wouldn't believe. I'm so glad you're okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no pity for these people.
Well, you've got to figure out if that's real or not. With the fake voices and the grandmas, remember the grandmas getting scammed? Like, Mom, Grandma, I need some money. I got arrested or something.
Brains going, but come on, man.
I've heard now new AI like FaceTime videos where it is from their phone number and it's like their face with a voice saying to like open the door, right? Like, I'm home, I forgot my key, open the door on a Ring camera or whatever, or calling them and asking them to open the door and like being careful about that and checking to make sure it's actually them and not, someone else posing as them, even coming from their contact phone number.
Zero sympathy for someone like that.
That's a thing.
Zero sympathy. Last but not least, bad news, happy music. A bullfighter, a top Spanish bullfighter suffered a very unfortunate injury that is reportedly very serious after a bull's horn reportedly perforated his rectum
at
a recent match.
Rectum damn near killed him.
Jose Antonio Morante Camacho, better known for his ring name as Morante de la Puebla, was competing in the fourth bull of the afternoon named Clandestino.
Right up there? Right up there?
This is in Seville. Morante, dubbed by many publications as the King of the Bullfighters, was competing during the 10th event of the popular April Fair when he was being gored by the bull. And it went right up his anus, too. It didn't get him in the back. It didn't get him in the leg. It went right up his keister.
What's up, Harry? Did NASA find oil on your anus, man?
No.
Yeah, no. It was a bull's horn right up my butt.
Oh, there's a picture of it, too. Oh. Video footage of the incident shows the bullhorn connect with his buttocks, but the extent of the injury not visible other than a tear in his pants. That's because the horn went right up his cake hole, Gene. It went right in there.
Don't mess with the bull, young man. You'll get the horns.
He was seen in some distress on the ground, clutching the area of the injury before a fellow bullfighter.
Some distress?
Carried him out of the ring. Top bullfighter already been injured during the event with a bull cutting his ear and a minor injury. Morante was rushed to the hospital, and a medical report revealed the extent of his injuries following a 2-hour surgery to patch up his broken butt. The report said it is a bullhorn wound on the posterior anal margin with a trajectory of about 10 centimeters, partially damaging the anal sphincter muscles with a perforation of the posterior wall of the rectum at 1.5 centimeters. This bull got in there and did some work, moving it all around.
Man. That's like hitting the bullseye, isn't it, with darts? I mean, that's really specific.
Mm-hmm.
Right in there. You got to sit on a donut for a while, don't you? Like a couple weeks, you got to have an inflatable donut, or you can't.
I don't know
your stomach's sleeping for the rest of your life, I think.
Maybe never going back in the bullfighting ring. Oh. How do you poop? You got to get a club.
I don't know. You got to get help.
You got to get a bag, right?
Help.
They got to put a bag in there.
Help.
They got to put a bag in you, right? Because you're not pooping through that thing.
Not for a while.
Oof. And you got to go for regular checkups and cleanings and remove the stitches.
And you're never having anything that's a
put an extra
no-go zone. You know what I mean? That's no fun. No fun. No fun no more.
All right. Bad news, happy music. We'll get to our check-ins after Jet.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Rockmornings.com is where you can go to find all our contact info. A couple of people reminding me that I got my Carolina teams mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler texted in, said the Hurricanes are playing the Senators, not the Panthers. Panthers missed the playoffs. Yeah. Thank you. Brian in Colorado also said, you mean the Carolina Hurricanes are against the Senators in hockey. Yeah, I got my Carolina teams mixed up. Thanks for the corrections. Pam texted in and said, I think that movie is Speak No Evil. One with James McAvoy cutting the kid's tongue off.
Mm-hmm, where they're on, it's kind of a vacation, isn't it? Or another couple.
So James McAvoy and this woman have this son, and they're living in this house, and then they meet up with some people that are on vacation, invite them back to the villa.
And they're weird.
And then when they get there, they won't let them leave.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Super weird.
That's kind of the premise. I think it's Speak No Evil. Thanks, Pam. Appreciate that. Eric texted in just a few minutes ago, said, hey, Brian, I just tuned in. What photo Sedona scandal are you talking about? That would be the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini pictures that came out about 3 weeks ago that we're still talking about.
Yeah, them holding hands and floating in a pool next to each other, I guess, is the...
Well, the real damning one is the finger one.
Yeah,
And she got fired from her job. Initially, her company came out and said a statement of strong support.
And his team was trying to pay them off? Is that?
Well,
I didn't know that part.
I don't know if it was pay. I think it was more like Grant said, first of all, they
Put
got
it under the rug?
I think they got a call from the people that were going to publish it, and they said, hey, look, we got this story, and if you guys can, provide proof that this is not what we're running with, then we'll just kill the story because it's, no point to run it. And then they really couldn't come up with any evidence because there is none. And they fabricated a story about meeting up with their friends and going hiking and yada, yada, yada. Yeah. And meanwhile, we got the photos, and the photos, even though most of them are pretty docile, the one finger photo is certainly not the kind of picture you want taken of.
But there was money actually exchanged, or don't you think
I don't think
so?
there was money. I think what happened was Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, called his buddy with the newspaper and said, hey, look, dude, this would be real bad. It would be really good if you could
let that go.
And I think they said no. Chris texted in, said the bee thing was hilarious. These rednecks thought it was the rapture down in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there is a section of that in the rapture, right? Jim texted in, said, how about them Braves, 16-7?
Feeling good about his team. Feeling
in Georgia.
Good about his team.
He's loving his Braves.
Yeah. Good for him.
Good for you. Good for you. I also got a message on Facebook from Ryan, who sent in a picture, or actually a video. There's a popular social media woman who goes to Red Sox games. I think her name's Everyday Michelle. Anyway, she went to Fenway and tried the lobster poutine and didn't like it. And I have friends who have also gone to Fenway this season and tried the new menu item, which is the lobster poutine, and they didn't like it either. So thank you, Ryan.
Thanks for sharing that information with us. We appreciate it. You can send messages or voicemails if you have something you want to say through our apps, which is 92.9 The X or 95.7 The Rock. Just right there, you'll see voicemail. Or you can submit photos, and you can click win stuff and
videos.
Interact with us there. We appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you for all the correspondence.